I like that. It tells you right before. Hit that like, subscribe, all notifications. What's up, everybody? I'm Jay with Guilty of Crime, and we're back. I'm wearing the Guilty of Crime merch. You guys come on in, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, get a membership if you can. What is up, everybody? Good to see you. Come on in. Let's roll in there, guys. Most of it today is new body cam that just came out. Pediatrician stages the drowning of her 4-year-old daughter, Aria Talathi. We're going to get into that. It's a pretty big case today, guys. It happened back in the summertime. I believe it was June or July, but things are progressing quickly. June 27, 2025. And I'll get into everything. Just want you guys to roll on in, come in, relax, because you know how that goes. I start getting into the episode and people come in 5 minutes later. What did I miss? What did I miss? Nothing. We haven't started. So come in, guys. I put the goal up there. Make sure that you hit the to receive membership so that you can get a membership when they're gifted, especially Holly. What's up? She's not green. Teresa, she's not green. So any of you guys, make sure that your gifting options are on. Guess what, Alexi, we definitely have updates and new body cam footage and footage right before little Aria Talathi's life was taken. Literally her last words, her last minute. So I got to say, guys, trigger warning in this particular case because it really is very triggering, right? It's a beautiful little angel that's her life was gone too soon. What's up, Braddy? Good to see you. Sadie's mama. Big hug. Angel Blackman, good to see you. Don, grandma of 3. Mickey's already coming in hot. Mickey Sayer with a $10 super sticker. What's up? Thank you. Come on in. I've got a couple things to show you while we're waiting for people to roll in. And I just want you to see how different. Sometimes the logo's like this, sometimes it's like this, and sometimes we have the really cutesy stuff like this for my ladies, because I know our age group is anywhere from 45 to 60 and mostly females. So if you want a hat, a mug, a shirt, you can get one through our store with almost anything printed on it. So that's Tiff. Tiff is the person that does merch and she's our mod. So I'm trying to help her get pumped and get some merch out there. All right. The tumbler is a tumbler that has a Bluetooth speaker in it. That's why. Look at that speaker in the bottom. We have regular tumblers as well, right? This one has a Bluetooth in it. You can skip the Bluetooth or get a Bluetooth. Be back. Shout out to you, number 31. Don't forget, hit that like button. Yeah, I'm thinking about giving away that shirt, the Guilty of Crime shirt, not because I don't like it, but because I know you guys would probably enjoy it much more than me and my pile of stuff that I have next to me. I literally have a pile of potatoes and just potatoes everywhere, potatoes and merchandise. So I might as well let others enjoy it. You know how we do a lot of giveaways, but you gotta be a member. Scottish Unicorn, good to see you. I feel nice and young now being 35. Well, I'm 46, Scottish Unicorn, and age ain't nothing but a number. All right, nothing but a number. That's it. It's okay. We gift so many memberships, you might get one. Yeah, a lot of the ladies love this shirt. I don't remember who designed it. Was that you, Foxy? I don't want to take it away. I don't want to take anybody's thunder, but the girls do really good at designing stuff. And I think that's why we have so many damn designs and so many things on guiltyofcrime.com. I think there's too many choices in my opinion, but you guys decide when we start getting more merch, then you can let me know. What's up, Lynn? Good to see you. Shout out from California to Vermont. Love you guys. Yeah, it's super cute. We have so many different designs and I have a pile of stuff. Hashtag Arrest Jen Soto 2025. Yeah, we got a lot of good merch. Now listen, come on in. We're talking about pediatrician staging a drowning, and I'm going to talk about the autopsy. We're going to look at the body cam. We're going to get into this today. It's going to be a serious 1.5 to 2 hour deep dive. So come on in so we can get started. This little angel needs your help and our attention. All right. So we've got that one. And this one to take a look at. This one, Justice for Aria Talathi. There's the body cam of them coming in the house. There's outside the house. And if you see the pool right there, they were on vacation. These people were on vacation. All right. Anyway, come on in, hit the like button so we can get this out to everybody. And let me turn off my text messages here, right? That beautiful little angel. You guys might just shed a few tears because the new footage that came out was so sweet. You can hear her little voice going into the Airbnb where she was going to go swimming. Oh my goodness, guys. All right, you know what I'll do first? Let's start off with this, and then I'm going to give you the timeline because the timeline is very, 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 very important here to see not only what happened in the case, but what happened before this to lead up to a pediatrician, a freaking doctor mom, to stage a drowning of that beautiful little angel. And really, it wasn't a drowning, it was asphyxiation, which I believe it was asphyxiation, accused of staging a drowning, and there was nothing in her lungs, guys. Nothing in her lungs. All right. Yeah, she's a pediatrician. Thank you, Nikki, so much for supporting the channel. All right, guys, it's pure evil. And this week we have pure evil. This week, I'm going to tell you that mom that shot all 4 children, and instead of calling 911, she called the devil. And I quote, I didn't call 911, but instead I called the devil. Right there. That's it. Boom. All right. Good to see you, Clar. Love you. And if you guys want, everything is literally all in one place, guiltyofcrime.com. There's a coupon code, Crime Crew Fam 10. That link is cool if you want to click on it. But if you just go to guiltyofcrime.com, everything that you ever wanted is on that page. All right. All right. This is Dr. Mom. This is Dr. Mom. They were on vacation. All right. Let me add this first and we'll take this over. Put this up real quick. I'm going to just show you this because I'm visual like you are. Body cam, which is what we're showing most of today after we get into the psychology of it. Body cam shows a doctor, and you guys are right, not just a doctor, a pediatrician hiding as she's arrested for allegedly staging daughter's drowning. All right. This was published on my birthday, July 25th, 2025. Dr. Neha Gupta is charged with first-degree M in connection with the death of her 4-year-old daughter, Aria Talathi. What you need to know, Dr. Neha Gupta is accused of killing 4-year-old and staging it as it appeared to be drowning. Police released body cam footage that appeared to show Gupta hiding from officers in a closet and was arrested in Oklahoma. So this is going to go into 2 states. This happened in Florida and she was arrested in Oklahoma. They were on vacation. Imagine taking your children on vacation and having that thought to stage a drowning. And that's why, thank you so much, Dawn Grandma 3, for helping gift memberships. Choo choo. And I want you to know today I went to work. I took baby Guilty with me, and then I got a flat tire. So all that, came home, took a shower, and now I'm here. So thank you guys for being here. Are we getting visual again? I'm always visual, my friend. All right, listen. Police release body cam footage, which we're going to go over today, accusing her of taking the life of her young daughter, then trying to make it appear like she drowned. Dr. Neha Gupta, 36 years old, is charged first degree in Florida, guys. In Florida, that carries the death penalty of daughter Aria Talathi, 4 years old. She was arrested in Oklahoma City on July 1st, and this happened on June 27th. It was delayed just a little bit there. All right. She was extradited from Oklahoma to Florida to face charges in Miami-Dade County, Florida, where she's being held without bond. She's pled not guilty. Police allege that early on the morning of June 27, 2025, Gupta, Dr. Momster, called 911 from a short-term Airbnb rental on Northwest 90th Street in El Portal, about 7 miles north of downtown Miami, which is where vacationers go. Now, she called 911 to report that her child was drowning in a pool. You know what this reminds me of? Casey Anthony. Casey Anthony. Casey Anthony tried to later on play off that Kaylee was drowned, and so they hid her body because whatever her claims were. But that's what this reminds me of, and it happened in Florida. All right. LOL, did you have a body in the trunk? All right, Dr. Death, more like it. Well, she's Dr. Momster, in my opinion. As a mom, we have an oath to our children, and that is not to drown or asphyxiate our child. All right. Now, listen, she was, hold on, let me check, let me tell you this. 4-year-old was unresponsive when she called 911. They transported her to the hospital where she was pronounced dead. But water was not found in Aria's lungs, which you would expect in drownings. Also, doctors found cuts in her mouth and bruising in the girl's cheeks, according to the autopsy report performed 2 days later in the autopsy after she was supposedly drowned. Now, by investigative means and consultation with Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office, police said they obtained an arrest warrant on the big M charge for Gupta. She was arrested at her home in Oklahoma on July 1st and extradited over to Florida. All right. Oklahoma City Police released dramatic body cam footage, which we're going to go over. You're going to see the GUNs being drawn, multiple officers moving through, coming up to the door while Gupta's hiding. All right. Gupta's attorney, they reached to comment for the attorney, and the attorney tells people the pediatrician hid because she believed someone had broken into her home and was on the phone with 911 as she was cuffed. All right. He called her arrest extremely violent, which isn't that what she did to her daughter? Is that extremely violent? All right. For some who was otherwise cooperative, no indication that she was dangerous to anybody. Well, except her 4-year-old daughter, that is, right? Now, Cooper previously told CBS that the warrant for Gupta was flimsy. All right. Gupta's currently in the midst of a contentious divorce, which we're going to talk about. Not only a divorce and a custody battle, but she had previously lost her job as a doctor, pediatrician doctor. All right. What's up, Barbie G? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Yeah, she had an oath to her daughter, and she wasn't very gentle with her daughter. I don't think they should have been too gentle with her. What's up, Holly? Glad you're making dinner. Shirley, good to see you. You're late, but it's all good. All good. All right, listen. So she got fired. She was in a battle of custody, and she was in the midst of a contentious divorce and custody, and she had lost her job, which they didn't talk about here. Remember, in a day, she was converted from grieving mother to suspected murder of her daughter by the police. Now, her lawyer's just trying to give excuses. I don't know. They say I've watched the video. You guys are going to watch the video with me and tell me if you think they were too violent. Now, Gupta was back in court on August 7th. So there's been updates since then, and we're now in October. All right. So let's get this out of here and keep on going. Come on in, guys. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Get a membership if you can. I'm getting into all of it. I see you guys have a few questions in chat. I'm just not there yet, guys. I promise that I'm going to get there real soon, though. Okay? So let me do this. We kind of talked about the incident and the people involved. Legal proceedings right now are all right. Let me just show you a few timelines so you guys can understand what happened before all of this. Just because I know everyone's going to ask, wait, what? Wait, what? Didn't I heard this and I heard that and I heard, yeah, let's talk about it now. So listen, legal path has been pretty straightforward, was what they say. She was arrested in Oklahoma City, July 3rd. U.S. Marshals and local police went to her door, got her arrest warrant. We're going to see all that. June 29th, autopsy performed. July 3rd, arrest warrant for Gupta. She was taken into custody. August 6th, 2025, prosecutors downgraded the charge to aggravated manslaughter. Then on August 14th, the original first-degree M charge was reinstated, which, thank God, guys, because they were going to do aggravated manslaughter. That is not okay for what she did. We haven't even got into how brutal and disgusting this was or is. Get him, Jay. Get him. Yes, we got him. We got him. All right, listen. Let me just kind of go what's next. Gupta faces felony charges, first degree. Prosecutors are expected to present the surveillance footage that we're going to see, autopsy results, and witness testimony. I just want to quickly go over the timeline leading up to Aria's death. I think it's very, very, very important that you guys understand what happened before we get into the body cam. All right. You know how we do. I can't just sit there and play body cam. She was a doctor. She was a pediatrician. Yes, two stoner detectives. Yeah, all the cuts in her mouth could have been from her mouth being covered, trying to scream, possibly. All right, now listen. Leading up to her death in 2025 on June 27th at an Airbnb while vacationing in Florida. Now, if you go back for 3 years, 2022 to 2024, there was a marital breakdown between Aria's parents, Dr. Neha Gupta, which is her mom, a pediatrician, and her dad, who is also a doctor, Saurabh Talathi, also a physician. Now, they began proceedings in 2022. Now, this sounds a little bit like Travis Decker or some of the other cases that we covered where Chad Doberman, right? Except she didn't use a GUN, which most females don't use when they take someone's life. It's usually poisoning, smothering, maybe even drowning, but they usually don't have GUNs. But think about that. Think about Travis Decker, what he did to his daughters. Think about Chad Doberman, what he did to his sons, and keep going. Keep going. All right. You can keep going as long as you want. Now, the breakdown occurred as the legal proceedings began. Court records show that Talathi raised concerns about Gupta's mental health. All right, guys, mental health is important. A psychological evaluation to ensure Aria's safety. I don't know what happened with that, but it didn't work. Their divorce was finalized in 2024. Now, coming up to 2025, there was a custody shift and a judge awarded temporary sole custody to Aria's father, citing concerns about Gupta's behavior. Do you hear that? What's wrong with people? We now know that something mentally was wrong with this lady and she had her daughter alone. I don't know why they didn't do visitations with only visitations with supervised visitations. It doesn't make sense. She was awarded temporary sole custody to the father, which doesn't happen often unless there's a mental breakdown. Now listen, reports from parenting coordinator noted Gupta had caused chaos at Aria's daycare, raising further flags. Now, fast forward to May 30th, 2025, this Dr. Momster lost her job. OU Health and University of Oklahoma confirmed that Gupta was suspended from patient care and terminated from her pediatric position. The reasons for her dismissal were not publicly disclosed, but she was no longer seeing patients. All right, now we're going to get into right now. Let's beam ourselves. Let's just beam ourselves forward and fast forward to the drowning. Carrie Fawcett, thank you so much for the Guilty of Crime membership. I have my goal up there, and you guys are killing it. Thank you. All right, so we're fast forwarding, and we're going to start watching body cam and clips. Don't worry. June 2025, 2 days before the drowning. They go to Florida. Despite custody restrictions, Gupta took Aria, her daughter, from Oklahoma to El Portal without her father's knowledge. Surveillance footage shows them arriving at a short-term rental home, carrying luggage, ordering food, and spending time together. June 2026, guys, the day before Aria's death, Gupta later told police she and Aria spent the day at the beach on jet skis, returning to the rental in the evening. She also claimed that they ate dinner around 9 o'clock and then went to bed at 12:30. Now, listen, autopsy results show that that little girl didn't have any food in her stomach from 9 o'clock that night. All right, so that's also a lie. No water in her lungs, which doesn't make sense with a drowning. If you drown, you're going to have water in your lungs. What's up, Randy B? Thank you for the 420 Foxy Amazon Guilty of Crime membership. All right, so it's already not adding up. And this is right before she is no longer with us. Now go to June 27th, the day of her demise, early morning, 3:20 a.m. in the morning. Gupta said she awoke to a noise. She found little Aria missing and discovered her in the pool. She called 911 10 minutes later at 3:30 a.m. and first responders arrived minutes later. They attempted CPR. 4:28 a.m. at Jackson Memorial Hospital, she was pronounced dead. Now, 2 days later, autopsy findings show that there was no water in Aria's lungs or stomach, so they ruled out the drowning. Instead, there were cuts and bruising inside of her mouth and cheeks, which is consistent with smothering, guys, okay? Her stomach was empty, contradicting Gupta's claim that Aria had eaten dinner. Now, fast forward to a couple of days, and she's arrested. She returned to Oklahoma and was arrested by U.S. Marshals and local police. She's now charged with first degree, and it stands. All right? So let's get into this. There's a lot, relationship breakdowns, etc., but we're not going to just get into that right now. We will get back to it. All right? Awesome. I'm glad you got a membership. Jet ski, but she can't swim, right? All right, guys, let's get this in the algorithm. You guys did a fantastic job yesterday. Boy, did you. You guys got that episode out there, and you even went back to part 1. That was awesome. All right, now take a look. This is Neha Gupta's Facebook. I'm just going to show you a couple pictures of her so you can see what she looked like on the outside. This is her Facebook page. Thank you, Carolina Hurtado, for gifting 1 membership and supporting Guilty of Crimes Goal. All right, so let's just take a look at Dr. Neha Gupta in her element. All right, there you go. It's going to just go by. This is Neha Gupta. This is the doctor that I think I zoomed out instead. My bad. Hold on. All right, let me just show you the Facebook page. You get the idea here. I mean, look at that picture there, guys. You're looking at Neha Gupta and you're looking at Aria Talathi. That was her child. That was supposedly her pride and joy. Now, if you missed how old she was, guys, pediatrician stages drowning of 4-year-old daughter Aria Talathi. All right. All right. That's her. And that's Aria. That was a baby picture of her. There are no real other pictures on there of her daughter. It's mostly just pictures of her. So there's not a whole lot in this page. When you look here, you see she's got that old picture, a little bit older picture there. Lives in Oklahoma City from Delhi, India. And that's it. That's it. That's all she's got there. Pictures of her and pictures of her beautiful little angel daughter. All right. That's not good. Not good at all. All right. She was 4 years old. 4 years old. All right. Let's pull that down. I want to get into, let's start off with just a clip of what in the hell happened here. All right. That's what we're going to start with. And then we'll go through like the body cam and stuff per usual. All right. All right, let's start with this news clip so you guys can see what the heck happened.
Brandon, breaking news right now. We're getting a new look at the arrest of a mother now accused of murdering her 4-year-old daughter.
Eden is in the newsroom with the story. Eden.
This is a story we've been following since June. That mother tracked down to Oklahoma to answer to the charges.
And don't worry, guys, we've got the full body cam for both things. So I'm just giving you a clip of what's happening. I'm telling you what the heck is going on in our country right now, in the world. I don't know what's happening. Thank you, Sadie's mama. All right. It's a lot of body cam today.
Neha Gupta, come to the front door. Do it now. For U.S. Marshals, we have a warrant for your arrest. Come to the front door. Do it now.
So that's the moment that U.S. Marshals arrived at Neha Gupta's Oklahoma home, guns drawn, breaking down the door and moving into the home to find her.
Whose birthday?
After searching the home for several minutes, they finally...
We're going to watch that full body cam. The whole thing's like 10 minutes. And then first we're going to watch minutes before Aria's life proof of life. We're gonna get the proof of life for little Aria. All right. Jen's a gypsy says, yes, what whose birthday is it, y'all? Drop it in there. Whoever's birthday it is, let me know so I can shout you out. Victoria Carmon, shout out to you, says guilty of crime. You're saying it's Ashton's birthday? I don't know what you guys are saying. Let me know and I'll shout out.
Locate Gupta hiding in a room of the home and quickly take her into custody.
Good.
Neha Gupta claims her child drowned in the pool of a short-term rental property.
Hey guys, we're gonna watch all this stuff after. I'm showing you real quick. I want you guys to decide if you think that they were too rough on her. All right.
El Portal,
Look at that beautiful
investigators
vacation
believe
rental.
the little girl was already dead before she ever entered the water. At a recent hearing in Broward County, the judge found some inconsistencies in Gupta's story and ordered her held without bond. She is charged with first-degree murder. I'll send it over to you in the studio.
All right. There's so much today to get into. Oh my goodness. Let me add that up. It's no one's birthday. You guys are just saying happy birthday in there. It's no one. Like, hey, you guys are giving me conflicting information here. All right, I'm not going to do anything. How about that? I'm just going to keep going. We're going to get, this is a rental property. This was an Airbnb. She was on vacation. She took her baby on vacation and she wasn't supposed to. Listen, guys, she wasn't supposed, and she had a turtle suit in court. She was not supposed to take her daughter on vacation. She was not supposed to leave the town and take her by herself. All right. It's wild to hate your ex more than you love your child. Yeah, something's wrong. Something's real wrong. All right. Shout out to Mary Joy. It's your birthday, Jay. It's my birthday. Okay. Well, happy birthday, Mary Joy. You guys are all conflicting right now. I'm totally into this, and you guys are like, no, it's nobody's birthday. Yeah, no. Love you guys. I don't know. Not Clementine said, I just came here to say it's my birthday. Well, happy birthday, not Clementine and Mary Joy. Happy birthday to everybody. All of you guys are Libras, all the October babies. The next ones will be Scorpio. Now listen, please listen carefully here. This is trigger warning. These are the last videos of little Aria Talathi that was just released. This is the last proof of life for this little girl. And we hear her voice and everything. All right. No, she didn't take her out of the country. She took her out of the state. So did you guys miss the beginning of the show? Oh my goodness. No, they went from Oklahoma to Florida to an Airbnb. She wasn't supposed to do that because her husband had sole custody. That was never supposed to happen. No, she's in the United States, guys. And my speculation is that she rented an Airbnb with a pool so that she can stage a drowning. All right. She, in my opinion, she wanted to stage this drowning by getting an Airbnb and telling people that she's on vacation. Now, listen, let's go. This is last proof of life for little Angel. All right. How did you find the house? She said. Did you hear that? She said, Mom, how did you find the house? Look at, she leaves. How did you find another house? She said. Little Angel, man. She's so beautiful, guys. So cute. This is sickening, guys. Sickening. This is the last time she's seen. Tell me she doesn't have the cutest little voice. She's so cute, guys. I can't even stand it. This just was released hours ago, and that's why we're here. I really want her to get justice. That little baby, every picture that I saw of her, her eyes were bright, her smile was big, and she was, all kids are angels, but this one, something was special about this one. And I think to her being a doctor, she turned other things in for neglect and abuse. I don't know. I don't understand this. All right, let's keep it. We got a long way to go, guys. I help you, she says. So cute. Oh my God. Killing me. I'm sticking it here. Oops, sorry. Oh, come on. So if you guys saw that or you didn't, that was the last proof of life. This is from the house when she went in, last proof of life, and then when she went out and 911 was called. All right. So it's also like her mental state changed when her daughter was just a baby. No, her mental health changed when she got a divorce, when she had a battle with her husband, and when she lost her job. Her mental health, I don't think her mental health changed because she had a baby. I think all of the things that led up to it was the things I just talked about earlier, and that was the separation, the divorce proceedings, the custody hearings, and losing her job. I wouldn't say it was when she had a baby at all. I would take that completely out of the picture. Show her in court at all? What the fuck? I'm trying to find. There it is. Okay. Um, I'm trying to find something for you guys and I'm having trouble. You guys are funny. Why is it doing that? All right, guys. So earlier I gave you the timeline. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to do that. I gave you the timeline earlier. It was 3:30 in the morning when this first happened. By 3:40, she was they called 911, and by 4:30 she was pronounced dead at the hospital. All right. I'm trying to get you this thing that shows her in court, but it just for some reason keeps on spinning. I'm having trouble with showing her in court. Um, hey Tiff, are you here? Let me know if you're here because I want to show the court and I don't want to leave you guys going. So this time was just hours. All right, this is hours. This is 3:30 in the morning. By 3:40, she called 911. I'd say by 4 a.m. they were out of the door, and by 4:30 she was at the hospital, pronounced not alive. Tiff, can you get me that we have in the document where it says former pediatrician goes to jail, but it's not letting me do it on my. I don't know why it's not letting me find the damn video. It's not letting me click on it or anything. There's a video of her with the turtle suit on in jail. All right. So just hours. Anyway, let's keep going because I can't pay attention and do that. To really understand all factors, you need to have a good understanding of the cultural, ethnic. Huh. All right, so this is like right. This is in the morning again. This is leading up to the time that it happened, and then them looking here at the. It wasn't at that time. It wasn't a crime just yet, and she was able to go home because she said when she woke up, the baby was in the pool. Yeah, I mean, she is evil, but there's also other circumstances at play. Let me try this. Let's go here. Copy the link. I'm going to give you guys more. I'm definitely going to be talking while the body cam stuff, and I'm sorry if some of you dropped off. I'm trying to find a video and it's not working out so well. But I wanted you to see the crime scene, and this is the body cam footage. She didn't drown. There was no water in the lungs. Nothing that she said was true. It was all nothing. Tiff, never mind, Tiff. Never mind. I'm struggling behind the scenes to find a video, and I'm doing it at the same time I'm here, but it just came up, so don't worry about it. I got it. Never mind. Thank you. All right, here it goes. Now we can talk. Yes, the husband left her. Now listen, when the husband left her, he left her and he got temporary sole custody of that baby. So she lost custody too. What did she do? Who's she? What did who do? Oh man, this is why it takes me a while to start the episode, because you guys roll in and then you guys roll in and like, what happened? All right, we're gonna get into all that. I already came in, I already told you guys what happened. She staged a drowning. She went home, she went to Airbnb, drowned her daughter, staged it as a drowning or suffocated. She didn't even drown. They found no water in the lungs, no food in her lungs, none of that. Let me share this with you so you guys understand a little bit better. Let me show you here. Hold on. Video days before. I'm trying to find the ones in court, and I'm having trouble seeing who's okay. Who needs a recap before we start? She was wet. She threw her in the water, guys. She threw her in the water, called 911, and staged a drowning. Everything that you could possibly think about that would be a drowning, that's what it would be. So maybe I should let's do this one so you guys understand. Let's just do this because I feel like everybody's just not, they came in, you guys came in late and didn't know what was happening. So let's just go over this and have a little discussion. How about that? Maybe I should show body cam first always, and then all right, let's listen to this. Listen, pediatrician Dr. Momster accused of taking her daughter's life and staging a drowning. Let's have a discussion so you guys know what happened, and then I'll go to the body cam.
Pediatrician is accused of allegedly killing her 4-year-old daughter by staging her daughter's drowning. Investigators say that Dr. Neha Gupta and her daughter were visiting Miami, Florida last month when this alleged drowning occurred. Gupta told police that her daughter left their condominium during the night, ended up in the pool, and she told police she tried to save her when she found her but couldn't. Her attorney released this statement saying, quote, she has had the worst tragedy imaginable occur, and then she's locked up without bond and is missing her own daughter's funeral. Common decency would dictate that a little more than one day's worth of investigation transpire before making such a dramatic move. Now, there's more to this story. We have some of this that we pulled from the affidavit. So she reported it as a drowning, but that's not what the forensic pathologist thinks happened.
There you go.
After examining the child's body.
All right, after we get through this few minutes, hopefully everybody understands what happened. She went on vacation, staged a drowning. In my opinion, she picked that location as a vacation spot so that she could stage a drowning. She wasn't supposed to leave Oklahoma and take her daughter to Florida, like at all. She didn't have custody, and she only had a little bit of custody, not enough to leave out. All right. She waited 10 minutes to call the cops when she found her, and when they did an autopsy report, nothing, and I mean nothing about the drowning was actually a drowning. She smothered her. And when you smother somebody, usually you cover their mouth in this area. Her cheeks were cut up and her mouth was cut up inside of her cheeks, like somebody was covering her mouth, and then threw her into the water. She was wet and it all looked like she was drowned until the autopsy report came out. All right. Okay, I think we're all caught up. Let's finish this and then we should move on to body cam.
There was no water found in the child's lungs or stomach, that her death seemed consistent with asphyxiation. Asphyxiation, had bruising on the inside of her cheeks, the doctor reported. Gupta told officers that they were asleep at the time of the incident, and we do know that she was in the middle of a very bad custody battle with her ex-husband. So police think she killed her daughter and made it look like her daughter accidentally drowned.
There you go.
What do you think is the most damaging fact against this doctor, now defendant? Let's bring back in our power panel, see what they think.
Yeah, it's better if we have a little quick discussion first. I know whenever I just roll in and start throwing information at you, everyone's like, Jay, slow down. Next time I'll just give you body cam footage and go like this. And then I'll tell you. Love you guys. Do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, get a membership if you can, or go to guiltyofcrime.com and get yourself some merchandise. All right. Let's go. I'm going to have to think of like a giveaway for the 10th person that gets something. I'll throw in one of the t-shirts or something like that. Yeah. Amanda K, she was a doctor. Guess what? She also could have done, she was a doctor. She could have done CPR. She could have done compression. She could have done something, right?
Tommy Pope, I'm going to start with you this time, please. What do you think is the most damaging thing you've heard so far in the facts reported about this one?
Julia, obviously the forensics and the autopsy, the difficulty there is you live by the sword, you die by the sword. And so, findings of asphyxiation, drowning, at least drowning, you have the water present, but sometimes they're negative findings. In other words, you're eliminating other things. And so it would really be positive to hear an independent, and I'm sure we'll see this, but a pathologist give a confirming opinion of the same thing. Because to me, that's, what really brings it together. Now, later on at the condo or the Airbnb, there may surface some video, because I was thinking,
No, and listen, this is happening more and more. You lost to a girl. And what's up, Melissa Johnson? Good to see you. Big hugs to everybody. There you go. Big hugs. Happy birthdays, Scorpios, Libras, all of you. Thank you for supporting the channel and being here with us. All right. That would never, ever, ever. I think I would smother my wife before I did anything to my daughter. I don't even like when I cut my baby's toenails and I accidentally get a piece of skin, or when I'm doing her fingernails and I can't even take that pain. No, I don't. It's happening more and more. She rented an Airbnb with a pool because she wanted to say I'm a doctor on vacation with my daughter, and they wouldn't even have second guessed it. Had she actually really drowned her, but having cuts and bruises inside of your mouth and smothering somebody, that's a different thing. Now, Rebel Princess, I'm glad you're spitting out some facts here because I do want to know. I spent time in India. Caste is what determines the value of life, but across the board, female life is the least valuable. I wouldn't be surprised that a family elder told her to do it, baby and mom. Thank you for your comment. All right, let's do this so we can get into this body cam and all the other stuff.
If you smothered the child, she's placed her in the pool somehow, if that was the issue, because supposedly she couldn't swim and that's why she couldn't rescue her. But the forensics are going to be key. But again, you just have to be careful basing your entire case on just the forensics, because you have to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. And so, defense can bring an expert that balances that out, and the jury's left wondering. So, to me, that's the damning evidence, but it's also the most fragile.
Great points, Tommy. Sonny, to you next. Your thoughts, please.
Yeah, I just want to have a little bit of weigh in and you guys understand exactly what happened, and then we'll do body cam and have conversation. I thought you would like that. Elbows hurt. If anybody has tattoos, I'd say don't do your elbow. just go around it like that. Give it the negative space. All right. If you ever need advice on tattoos, I'm your girl. That was part of it, Ashton Lee. Thank you for paying attention. We're going to start having quizzes at the end of our episodes. All right.
This is a horrific case. When we think about these custody, more than parents have been in a custody battle, and the children have subsequently been murdered by them. Don't know all the details, but the concern, and I agree with Tommy, is around the mouth and the forensic and what the is saying right now.
What the pathologist is saying about the bruises inside of her mouth means that somebody's smothered. And Rachel, I'm so glad. I love you guys. I love the Crime Crew fam. She's rubbing the oil on her 3-year-old's feet at night, and now she demands foot rubs. That's baby guilty every night. Mom, come give me my foot rubs. And I'm like, glad to. Within minutes, that girl falls asleep. Jay, sometimes it's good to wait on the body cam because we quickly make our judgments when we see something, but approaching it from a discussion standpoint allows us to have more information. I agree. And I was teasing when I said that because I gave you guys like 30 minutes of blah, 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 blah. And then everybody came in and said, what happened? Oh, it's all good. It's all good. I love you guys. Google says a lack of water in the lungs at autopsy. Is it possible for drowning to occur without aspiration because reflex? There's a possibility in everything. But when you stack everything else up and you find the markings and you find that she didn't have anything in her stomach, she just purely lied. And she's a doctor as well. All right. I'm sure they took everything, Ashton, everything. Rachel said. All right, we'll listen to this and then we'll have a lot more context.
And did she do this, and why? Was it to keep the child from the father? And if so, then this is problematic that we keep seeing these type of cases. She is not yet, confirmed. And I think it's really important that we, because she is not convicted, she is not guilty yet, and we have to see all of the evidence around this particular case. And this is happening in Florida, so I look them.
Yeah, we'll have the cameras in the trial, definitely, Sunny. Mario Gallucci, take us home.
Yes, it's in Florida. That means we can follow the crap out of this case. Angela De Silva, I can drop you the link again if you want. Just go to Guilty of Crime on YouTube and go live. I'll drop you a link. A lot of people went there yesterday, and you guys literally boosted that episode by almost 2,000 times, like 2,000 people. So yay, chocolate time, Reese's, here I come. Emily Jane, good to see you, my friend. Part 1, let me drop you a link while we're listening to this. I got you, girl, I got you.
If you would, kindly please, your thoughts.
So if she had the capacity to smother the child, which is unbelievable for a pediatrician, she could have had why wouldn't she have the capacity to then drown the child? And I know that people are going to say, I can't believe I just said that. But I mean, we're talking about a woman who's going to be charged with killing her child by smothering her. Well, it's the same. You're doing the same thing by drowning her. And she's a doctor and she knows it. So I would probably, if I was,
Exactly. She's going to use that as a defense and say that she had a mental break. All right. What's up, Space Case? Good to see you. Good to see you. If you guys, it's too loud, you gotta lower it, my friends. It just got really loud, but we're gonna get into the next part, so this is gone anyway. All right, let's take a look at her in court real quick, and then we'll get into the body. Oh, that's not the one I wanted. Remove, and I found her in the turtle suit, and we will follow this case because it is in Florida. And everything is open, right? It's the state that gives you everything. But also, she could be facing the death penalty if she doesn't interject her mental stability or instability into the case, all right? So that could happen too, because listen, you guys can see it clear as day. She goes in there and says, I'm a doctor. What are you saying? I knew what I was doing. I didn't do that. I would have done it this way. Nah, lady. Yeah, she's wearing a turtle suit right now. Look at it. All right, there she is in a turtle suit. Let's take a look. I just want to put her on the walk of shame real quick.
And faked her drowning at a Florida rental home.
Hold on, we'll go a little bit. Okay. Just as a quick video, as you can see her with the walk of shame.
Now, investigators say Neha Gupta smothered her daughter Aria and faked her drowning at a Florida rental home. According to the initial arrest warrant, Gupta told police she had found her daughter in the pool in the middle of the night. Law enforcement originally recommended a first-degree murder charge against Gupta for Aria's death.
Based on what I've seen from the autopsy report that was revealed through the medical examiners, it showed everything consistent with her or someone doing a deliberate act.
Gupta was arrested on June 30th at her home in Oklahoma City. She was extradited to Miami-Dade County, where she has been in custody pending trial. Now, prosecutors have dropped Gupta's charge of aggravated manslaughter of a child. She will be in court later this morning.
Now, they dropped it, guys, but I also want you to know that they reinstated it as well. All right. So they dropped it and then they put it right back in. So I really am hoping that she doesn't try to use that as a mental thing. So let's get into this one. I'm going to thank the Scream files for this video. And we're going to watch the body cam and then do a little quick recap for anybody that just rolled in. There's 200 people in chat. There should literally be 200 likes, guys. Come on in, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, get a membership if you can. All right. And also, we're almost at the goal. Keep it coming, y'all. Keep it coming. I appreciate it. And I do understand. I actually watch a lot of documentaries on the on those societies and that particular there's a lot of crimes that happen in India. So I follow that. I just don't always I don't always introduce it to you because I can't find the correct footage, right? It's not in English or I don't know how to translate it. Now, listen, this is an aerial view of the Airbnb that she took her baby to. If anybody didn't see the last minutes of that little angel and the sweet little voice, let me know. We can go over it after, but we still got a lot to get into today. And I hope you guys are here for it all. All right. And I'm going to drop you that link for part 1 in a minute. All right. Let's listen here. Everything you need is in the description, y'all.
4-year-old found in a swimming pool.
All right. This is great.
The child, Aria Talathi, was tragically pronounced dead a short time later. The woman who made the frantic call was Dr. Neha Gupta, a 36-year-old pediatrician from Edmond, Oklahoma.
Now, think about that, lady. I have Kaiser right here in the Bay Area. And honestly, I don't mean to be rude, but most of my doctors look just like her, especially at Kaiser, have similar names, very similar backgrounds. So it's very interesting. Melissa Johnson, you're doing okay. You get email me, girl. Email me so we can talk. India goes by a totally different set of rules. I used to work and was very close to the community. Yeah, well, we're not in India, Neha Gupta, and here we don't drown our children. So there's that, right? All right.
Oklahoma. She claimed she discovered her daughter submerged in the pool's deep end. Dr. Gupta told authorities she and Aria had just arrived at the rental home the evening before June 26th. She painted a picture of a typical vacation day. Aria tired from jet skiing and beach fun, falling asleep, then being carried inside.
See?
Gupta stated she woke up Aria for dinner around 9 p.m.
And you guys are going to have to help me weigh in on if you think that law enforcement was too rough on her. Okay, I want you to, because she's claiming, her lawyer are claiming they were too rough on her. All right, and if it were me, I would be a little rougher. But you guys can decide based on her mental health. We looked at the picture previously of her. Now look at her mugshot. I mean, I hate to say this, but she looks tired and mentally disturbed. Speaking of mentally disturbed, Taylor Shabusiness, just saying. All right. Breaking news, Putnam, Colorado. Brittany Gard, missing mom of 2, found 2 miles from her home alive and well. She's waiting for clearance to the hospital to join her family. God is good. Thank you. All right. Thank you for letting us know. I didn't even know about that, but prayers for her. Shout out to you, Nancy Jean.
And they later co-slept in the master bedroom, with Aria drifting off around 12:30 a.m. Gupta's narrative continued with an unsettling detail. She claimed she was jolted awake at approximately 3:20 a.m. by an unidentified noise. She noticed Aria wasn't in bed and saw the glass sliding door to the patio was open. This, she said, is when she found Aria in the pool. Gupta insisted she couldn't swim and spent an agonizing 10 minutes attempting
And you guys, ding, 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 you guys connected the fact that she says she doesn't swim, but she went jet skiing the day before. You know what I'm going to tell you guys right now? In my opinion, she staged the whole thing. She staged the Airbnb with I guarantee you, if they look at her searches, she looked for an Airbnb with a pool. She staged going and doing her water skiing. I guarantee you all of the above. So when you go and you try to say your mental capacity doesn't know better, oh yeah, she definitely knew better when she planned this all out. She thinks she suffocated her while she was sleeping and then put her in the pool. And that's what I think happened. All right.
To pull her daughter from the water before finally calling paramedics. The autopsy report completely contradicted Dr. Gupta's story, painting a far more sinister picture. The medical examiner's findings were stark. Aria's lungs and stomach contained no water, definitively ruling out drowning as the cause of death. Even more chilling were the physical signs: cuts inside Aria's mouth and bruising within her cheeks. Injuries consistent with asphyxiation by smothering.
Yeah.
Investigators also concluded that Aria was already deceased before being placed in the...
But do you see how it's leading up to all that? And I do have the address. I wonder if they're renting out that Airbnb still. That's a good, I'll look for it while we're watching this. The body cam's coming next inside the house.
Cool. And another crucial detail that poked holes in Gupta's account: Aria's stomach was empty, despite Gupta's claim that her daughter had eaten dinner just hours before. Based on the evidence, authorities swiftly conclude that Dr. Gupta had attempted to conceal the killing of her daughter by staging an accidental drowning. Dr. Neha Gupta was arrested in Oklahoma City on Monday, July 22nd, and now faces a first-degree murder charge in Miami-Dade County.
Open the door! Do it now!
All right, guys, here we go.
Come to the door!
See, they originally let her go, people. They let her go because she told them, my daughter drowned, I tried, whatever. And then 2 days later, they came back and there was no food in the baby's stomach. There was bruising and cuts in her mouth, and just it didn't add up. And I'm sure by now they have her reports of anything that she had on her phone, text messages, what she was Googling, the Airbnb, right? Now I'm looking it up and there's not a specific address. It says Northwest 90th Street in Dayton, Florida, or it just said Florida vacation rental. So I'm not sure if I could find that, but let's get into this. I'll try. They had to break in.
Gupta, come to the front door. Do it now. To U.S. Marshals, we have a warrant for your arrest.
They have to break in because she doesn't let them in. Yeah, the dad's a doctor too, right?
We saw her. Back in the house.
Probably. Right now she's hiding. Mm-hmm. Yeah, guys, we're going to have to do other episodes of this to dive in deep, and it just depends on what you guys want. All the episodes that I found were only 10 to 24 minutes long. I didn't see anybody else that did a 2-hour episode with everything in it. So if you guys vote for it, I'll certainly dig in and look at the husband, see what he does, look at their family, go check out India, all that stuff, all right? We can definitely do a part 2. It's all up to you. We will continue covering this case, but I think I put together quite an episode for today with what we have here. So let's keep going.
What's the east side?
Now she's hiding, guys. So they're still trying to get in, and she's in the closet. Nasty lady. All right, they're in, guys. They're in. Content. I'm going to get part 1. Where
We
is
got those
she?
light over here.
Hiding like a roach. I love that. You say, what a coward.
You want us to move up? Or you got that?
I don't want to put it too loud because then it gets really loud. I love that one. Hiding like a roach. They're in. Let's go.
Clear. Yes, it does kind of come back around. So just hold what you got there.
Me either, girl. But I am. I am. We have our ways, my friend. We gotta have our vapes. I know. I don't know. I don't understand this. Now listen. She said people were breaking in. That's why she was hiding.
Clear this garage, so back up a little bit, will you? Okay. It's unlocked.
All right, guys. Part 1 of Baby Dumpsters right there. There it is. It's in chat, my friends. Part 1, Baby in a Dumpster. Get her, guys. Get her. That's a nice house, man. Hiding under the bed. The typical place to hide under the bed, huh? Come out, wherever you are. Yeah, look, I mean, you guys don't think that she thought someone was breaking in, do you? Does anyone believe that? Do you think, like, you can hear them, you can see them? What? Yeah, she called 911. Maybe. I mean, but listen, do we make it? I do think, and I always say when something happens like that, I'll talk about postpartum or whatnot. But listen, Cheeky, she was having mental breaks 3 years earlier. She was having a mental break when her and her husband separated. Then she had a bigger mental break when the husband got almost full custody. Then listen, Cheeky, she got fired the week before this happened. So I think this was absolutely methodical. Whether or not her mental state was there or she had a miscarriage, I still can't excuse Chad Doerman, Travis Decker. They don't have babies. What about them? I say, whatever happened, I wish somebody would have reached out and got help. I wish she would have reached out or someone would have reached out. Let's have a vote on where she's hiding. What's up, Chief? Hit that like button, my friend. It's the guilty of crime boyfriend. All right. We still got a big piece of information here.
What's on it? It's a lock or something.
Look, it's unlocked. They're trying to get in. We still have a huge portion of this episode, my friends, that we haven't even dug into yet. So thank you for being here. Buckle up, relax. We're going to be here for a little while. You guys. You like this? Yep.
Hands! Come out! Contact on the ground. Come here. Keep clearing the rest of this and get her out.
I mean, I don't see anything that was too, I literally didn't see them being too excessive, especially, guys. And I got to tell you, Marco Polo. All right, listen, that was funny, but listen, I didn't see them being too rough, and especially the fact that she hid. No, she wasn't in the fridge. She was in the closet hiding, like in a big laundry room looking kind of closet. Let me show you again so you guys can see Smiley ghosting you. I joined last night right when you guys got off. I'm excited to be part of the community. And right back at you, Smiley. Much love and welcome to the Guilty of Crime crew. I am going to be here for a while. I'm going to be here for a while still. We got an episode today. All right. Let me go back a little bit so we can see her hiding. And I'm buckled in, guys. I'm here for it. We still got a whole 30-minute episode that just came out yesterday, not like last night, like 18 hours ago, of new information in this case. So I appreciate the ones that have been here. Thank you and welcome to the new people. If you know me, you know me. We dive deep, usually on one episode, and I start with that, and I move to that, and we answer all your questions, but you got to stay here. All right, let's keep going. Let's watch where she's hiding.
All right. Hands, come out. Contact on the ground. Come here.
So let me go back a little so you guys can see it. I want to pause it. All right, look at that. So that's the kind of laundry room that we have, guys. It's like a full room. You can see, like, it looks like a washer and dryer, not a stove. And in the laundry room, they have a door. You can see the door back there that they closed. And there's like either a laundry basket or a sink. That's definitely a washer and dryer. And that's where you keep all your washing clothes stuff. You hang stuff here. This is a laundry room, I'm pretty sure.
Hands, come out. Contact on the ground. Come here.
I know.
Keep clearing the rest of this and get her out.
Oh man, you guys are killing me.
You good? Or take her. You want to help him?
This already tragic case is further entangled by a bitter custody battle between Dr. Gupta and Aria's father, Dr. Aria Talathi. Dr. Talathi reportedly told detectives he had no idea Aria had even left Oklahoma. Surveillance.
And see, that's the problem, is it's such a premeditated, that's not a rich person's home, not Clementine. But if you say so. It was a nice house, though. All right. Yeah, she considers being rough with her what?
Video and Airbnb records solidified the fact that Dr. Gupta and Aria were the only occupants of the rental property.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Gupta's attorney, Richard Cooper, has voiced profound shock at the murder charge. He insists that both he and Gupta fully cooperated with authorities and that her account...
Look at how rough she looks now. And yeah, she should have hid in the freezer and just stayed there.
...remained consistent. Cooper even claimed to have visited the rental home himself, finding the sliding glass doors latch disturbingly easy to open. He plans to pursue an independent autopsy and firmly maintains that Dr. Gupta is a victim of a terrible tragedy. It's been revealed that Dr. Gupta, who worked at Oklahoma's Children's Hospital and was an assistant professor at the University of Oklahoma's Health Science Center, had already been suspended from patient care, given notice of termination, and was no longer seen.
See, something was going down behind the scenes. Something was a brewing, like we say, right? And now we're going to get into all the other little details that you missed. For an educated person, she's pretty dumb, right? But she planned it so well, but she didn't execute it right, thankfully.
Patients at the health system as of May 30th, 2025. The university's statement did not provide specific
hell no, she's not a
reasons for these
victim.
actions. As of now, Dr. Gupta
God.
remains jailed without bond, awaiting extradition to Florida.
All right, let's get into the last part. I got I don't know why everyone's texting me right now. I'm sorry if I can't get to you, y'all. I got like 16 different text messages going on, guys. I can't get back to anybody in the middle of the episode. I'm sorry. Anyways, this just came out yesterday, and I was like, oh, God, yes, they have great discussions, more information on the case up until now. She's not the smartest person, but she planned pretty well. And this is how it started out. So if you missed the beginning of it, you get to see this little footage that came out, and then we're going to have good conversations and more details are coming. So let's go. Poor baby.
These.
Mommy, how did I find the other house? She said. She's so cute, guys. That was her last proof of life caught on camera. And you know what else? I bet you anything, you guys, that there's footage in that backyard. Okay? If you have a rental like that, an Airbnb especially, you're going to want a camera on there to make sure X, Y, and Z. And I bet you law enforcement has video showing some nefarious going ins and going outs of this. All right. We're at a good stopping point for me to say, do me a favor and hit that like button. It's free. Thank you. I know she's so cute. I wish we could see more of her. All right.
Are the last moments that 4-year-old Aria Talathi.
Look at her, guys. Look at her. Look at that beautiful little angel I was talking about. Bright eyes, just adorable. She looked like she was very loved and cared for. You say, I'm thinking they probably have, and why she was charged. All right. So cute.
Before police say her mother, pediatrician Dr. Neha Gupta, killed her, allegedly smothering this little girl and staging her death to look like an accidental drowning. We are going to break down what we are seeing in this newly released surveillance footage with a retired NYPD detective to understand what this will mean for the investigation. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. You may remember the case of 4-year-old Aria Talathi, who was tragically found dead in the backyard pool of a Florida rental.
Again, this happened June 27th, 2025, and this is all new information coming out. Yeah, she's absolutely a doll. Kathy D, welcome Justice Jane. All right. I've got a guy coming over here to change out a copper piping, so I might have to just step away for a second, but I'm here, guys.
Home in late June of 2025. Her mother, Dr. Neha Gupta, an Oklahoma pediatrician, she's accused of smothering her daughter and staging the scene. The reason we are talking about this story once again, the reason we are revisiting this story is because there is newly released surveillance footage.
And that's what we're going to watch and then talk about everything that's happening in the court, guys. All right. I'm going to mute for a second.
That shows this little girl, shows Aria in the final days of her life, moments that until now we hadn't been able to see or hear. Newly released surveillance footage obtained by Law and Crime captures what looks like an ordinary mother-daughter beach trip. Again, moments now cast in a chilling new light. And just days after this footage was recorded, this little girl was found dead at the same home. If you've been following Sidebar, you will remember this case. Dr. Neha Gupta, this pediatrician at the center of what is arguably one of the most shocking child deaths in recent memory that we've covered here on the show. And you might also remember this, the dramatic moment that U.S. Marshals showed up to arrest her in her Oklahoma home on July 1st, 2025.
I would love to see that, cat. And there's no doxing here. The address is for the taking. I have a Proxima address, but if you want to email me to either guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com or send me cases@gmail.com, I can absolutely pull that up. As of right now, we do not see any proof of her having other children, but no, it's not a dox. And if anybody can't get into chat today, I'm getting a lot of text messages. Guys, I can't really do anything when I'm streaming, so I apologize. I'll try to take care of you after. She absolutely looks soulless. I'm disturbed by her.
Police with a warrant! Open the door! Do it now!
All right, you guys, I gotta go get my door real quick.
Hands! Come out! Contact on the ground. Come here.
Now, here's the thing. Okay, this is what's interesting. Gupta was initially charged with first-degree murder, but since then, a lot has changed. It was first downgraded to aggravated manslaughter, and then it was elevated back to a murder charge. Okay, we're going to get into all of that, and we're going to break down what we're seeing for the very first time in this newly released surveillance footage in just a moment. But first, how do we get here, right? What is going on? What's the context? So according to an arrest warrant, police were called around 3:41 a.m. on June 27, 2025, to a short-term rental property in El Portal, Florida. This is outside the Miami area. And this is after a call came in from Gupta reporting that her 4-year-old daughter had drowned. The warrant reads, officers observed AT, hereinafter referred to as the deceased victim, unresponsive and submerged in the deep end of the swimming pool. MDFR personnel extracted the deceased victim from the pool and began cardiopulmonary resuscitation. The victim was pronounced deceased at 4:28 a.m. Now, Gupta told investigators that she had been sleeping beside her daughter, woke up, found her missing. She claimed that the sliding glass door to the pool had somehow been opened and that she tried to save her daughter but couldn't because she couldn't swim. Remember that she couldn't swim. The warrant quotes her saying
she couldn't swim, but they went jet skiing the day before. I also wanted to bring Bowie on and say hi, Rose. Thank you so much for the Guilty of Crime membership and supporting the channel. Cat driver looks exactly the same like the footage we saw in the pool. Did you email me? Let me know. All right. And we got a puppy in the house.
She attempted to remove the victim from the pool. However, she was unsuccessful due to the fact that she's unable to swim. We will come back to that detail later. But that is the version of the story that Gupta apparently told authorities. The autopsy in this case tells a
so cute. This episode has new videos, footage, and this little angel, which I wanted to show you guys. All right, sweet baby, we have 3 of them, but I figure you guys are a little bit. We're listening to this and following this case, so let's have something cute to look at.
Very different story. Why? The doctor, the Miami-Dade medical examiner, found that there was no water in Aria's lungs or stomach. The report also documented cuts inside of her mouth and bruising on her cheeks, so injuries not consistent with CPR, according to this medical professional, but consistent with asphyxiation by smothering. In the medical examiner's words, quote, the deceased victim was deceased prior to being placed in.
Right, and people can tell that. I'm surprised that she didn't even think about it that way. Lola has 6 of them. I have 3 of them. Yeah, palate cleanser. There you go. A puppy.
Into the swimming pool. And that finding transformed a tragic accident report into a homicide investigation. Now, if you're a fan of Sidebar, you know we cover a lot of cases. You know we put out a lot of clips a day. And I will tell you, if you are thinking about how to build up your social media following, if you're thinking about how to put content out there.
No, we don't need to buy your stuff. No, thank you.
On crime shows the U.S. Marshals forcing their way into her house.
Yes, I was trying to tell you guys she's such a beautiful little girl.
They eventually found Gupta hiding in a laundry room.
It was
a warrant. Open the door. Do it now. Come to the door.
Yeah, it was a laundry room. And they're not going to show the whole footage. It's just little clips of it. That's why I showed you it all the way through earlier. Like we already saw this part, but I wanted you guys to see the whole thing. How could you look at a baby's precious face and take her life? Yeah, that's true also. I mean, how could you do any of that? Look at these guys that are family annihilators. This just keeps happening over and over. And with women, what about the evil lady that just shot all 4 of her children? All right, we saw this, but
garage right there. Yep. Hey, we're gonna clear this garage, so back up a little bit, will you? Okay. It's unlocked.
And there's another one. We can go on and on. Why would you go jet skiing if you can't swim? Why would you rent a house if you can't swim? And then why not lock the door? Why didn't you lock the door? Wasn't there safety? I mean, it's all sham, guys. It's literally all sham. Sadie's mama hugs. Hugs to you, Sadie's mama. I don't know what's happening, but I hope you're doing okay. All right, one more time. We'll watch her in the laundry room. She definitely didn't hide very well, did she? And the excessive force, unless they did something in the car, I just don't see it. Yeah, I think it's bigger than that. I agree with the selfishness, but I mean, I can probably stream for the next 2 weeks of just parents that are taking the life of their children, you guys. We saw this. We don't need to. There she is. Laundry room. I know. Thank you.
All right, stand up. Keep clear of the rest of this and get her out. She hasn't been checked. You good? Or you want to help me?
She was taken into custody, extradited to Florida, She first appeared in court on July 18th, where prosecutors argued the evidence pointed to an intentional and premeditated act. While Gupta's attorney called the charge premature, claimed that Aria's death was accidental, a tragedy, that it wasn't a crime, accused investigators of rushing to judgment. But the judge referenced the medical examiner's findings.
Her lungs were dry, indicating she did not drown. So for purposes of this probable cause hearing, there is probable cause. In addition, she waited 10 minutes before she purportedly called 911 for help.
And Gupta was denied bond. And now this is where we return to the new evidence, okay?
And now, aren't you glad she's not allowed to have bond? Because she probably would have been able to make that bond. And I'm sorry, I've got someone. Hello? Hey, I'm in the middle.
I want to bring on special guest, friend of the show, Tom Smith, retired NYPD detective and co-host of the Gold Shield Show. Good to see you, sir. Thanks for taking the time to come in. When you arrive at a scene like this, and I don't know if you've ever arrived at a scene like this, I hope you never did, but how do you differentiate between an accident, right, an accidental death, and a potential homicide?
Well, when you first show up, you're not. Your very first thing is to aid the victim, or whatever needs to be done when it comes to the victim is what you're doing first. Getting that taken care of, getting an ambulance there, getting whatever aid is necessary to take care of that victim. And then later on, when detectives arrive and statements start going, what did you first observe? What did you first see? That's when it starts to break down of how it happened or what the circumstances were surrounding it.
Can you tell from a scene, not even speaking anyway, from a scene itself, the physical evidence of the scene, can you tell whether something was tampered with? Can you tell whether something was staged? Can you tell if something doesn't add up? And what are those clues?
Yeah, and it depends on where it is. Like a room, a bedroom. Yeah, you could take a snapshot look at it and see, what's moved, what's broken, what's not. An outdoor scene like this with just a swimming pool, very difficult.
All right, sorry about that, guys. Always something. Always something. All right, I got the address. I'll show you in a bit. Jinx, welcome, says my ex who didn't know how to swim, put a 4-year-old girl on a jet ski without a life jacket, and they flipped. He couldn't find her in the water, and I had to go and save her. People are awful. I agree. All right, thanks for sending that, Tiff. I got it. Let's get through this, and I'll show you. You can see it now. You can, if that's the right address, then we'll be able to see this in the backyard. I'm sure it is because Tiff did it, right?
Autopsy findings, are they the end all be all? Have you ever disagreed with an autopsy finding based on your own investigation?
No, absolutely not. They're the experts. That's their world. That's what they're educated and paid to do. And I haven't ran into one that I disagreed with. There's ones that you get that you question more like, hey, tell me more about it. Tell me how this didn't happen or how your findings conclude this. Those conversations take place, but just to say, no, that wasn't what I thought. No.
Wait.
When I tell you there is an absence of water in this little girl's lungs, what does it tell you?
Absolutely did not drown. I mean, no doubt about it. That was actually the first thing I looked up when it.
See, he said absolutely no doubt about it. She did not drown. All right. What's up, everybody? Good to see the people all rolling in. Thank you for being here, supporting the channel. I think we're about 2 away from the goal. If anybody has the means to get a membership, gift a membership, super chat, super sticker, you know the drill, right? Thank you. All right. I appreciate you guys. I got a flat tire today, and my shut-off valve at my house isn't working. It's always something, y'all. Always something. But hey, we're in much better conditions than this case, right? Nothing's worse than that. If you have a bad day, just come and watch an episode of Guilty of Crime, and you have to feel better after that because, man.
Into this case was what were the autopsy
you
findings
did?
when it came to her lungs, her trachea, anything like that. And the absence of any water in there takes away the whole drowning part.
Yep.
Regarding the surveillance footage, which we're going to get into, generally speaking, how important is surveillance footage in a case like this, particularly footage that leads up to some sort of event? How much does it tell you about what a person's thinking or doing, or their actions, their mannerisms? What are you looking for?
Oh, a lot. The interactions between the two, conversations between the two, what's said by each party. Those are dramatic when it comes to leading the course of an investigation.
I love finding these episodes that just came out and like sharing this with me. I couldn't find a picture of the little girl. I wanted to use that picture, but I was running out of time today, right? And then the whole work baby guilty was with me, get a flat tire, and now these guys are at my house fixing my house per usual, right? Always something. But hey, I'm blessed to be here. Kathleen Craighead, thank you so much for the Guilty of Crime membership. Love you guys. Yeah, you're dreading to have to go get it. Well, listen, I didn't go get it fixed. I had them come to me, and my Guilty of Crime girls, the mods, were like, don't pay that much. You're crazy. And I'm like, I can't go anywhere. So good luck to you, Amanda K. I know how that feels.
Of a direction you want to go in
She's
because
so
of just
cute.
it's family. Things are just going on at a normal, natural pace. And that's what you want to see. And you want to try to get the little snippets of maybe something bad being said or one small little action that was done that leads to, a terrible event like this.
And a lot of people, I'm not saying in this case, but a lot of people, they don't even realize that they're on tape, right? They don't even realize they're on surveillance tape.
Right. And it's their own house.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and but
That's
that's a
right.
good point. I mean, we see that a lot. But even the Mark Sanchez case, totally different situation. But that footage, there's probably multiple footage, both of the attack, the alleged attack, and him walking around. There's cameras everywhere, and it captures everything.
Yep, guys, in Florida, I bet you anything there was cameras around that home. And I got the 156 North 90th Street, but it doesn't look like that house at all. So I'm not really sure. Maybe it's just during the day. I'll show you guys after. It just doesn't have that green tint. Rain, go away. Jay needs to have a better day. I'm already having a better day with y'all.
So I would imagine, in a way, solving a crime, trying to figure out what happened is easier today than it was 20 years ago.
Oh, dramatically easier. I wouldn't say easier, but it's the technology today helps investigations go on.
Right.
The presence of video cameras, like you said, is everywhere. If it's not in a store or it's not in a corner of a building, it's on a traffic light.
Shout out to Mickey Sayer. Choo choo. All right, let's keep going. Anyone want to match her? Just saying.
It's on someone's ring, on their front door.
Thank you,
It is
Mickey.
endless what the coverage is of surveillance technology today.
So at first she's charged with a first-degree murder charge, and this is interesting because then a month later, prosecutors downgraded that to aggravated manslaughter.
Do you wonder why they did that? Why prosecutors downgraded it to that and then went back? Do you think it was because of the mental health issue or what? What do you think? All right.
Slaughter. But by August 13th, prosecutors reinstated a murder charge. This time it was second degree. So it seems they're still saying the evidence supports that this girl was smothered, that the scene was staged. Have you seen a back and forth like that on charges?
Well, you know what? Here's what I want to say about that. And me and you have.
All right, there's the dad, guys. There, I found a few pictures of the dad. Most of them were grainy, and I'm glad they're explaining this because I didn't understand why they would take a charge like that and downgrade it. It just doesn't make any sense. And Mama Sage, I think I might have missed that. Thank you so much for the $2.99 super sticker. Shout out to Mickey. I thank you. Thank you. Mental health. That's what I was thinking. Maybe it was mental health and why they downgraded it. That's not good though. As long as she's locked up. Now, some of you guys are asking what I'm covering tomorrow. I have a general idea. Possibly the teens that were unalive during the camping trip. Maybe Herschel Kretschbaum, or it's going to be the lady that took the life of her 4 children. Devlin Tate? I have Devlin Tate, Lake and Snelling, Emily Pike, yogurt shop murders. Those are all the cases coming up. So I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but if you're interested in those cases, that's what we're doing on Guilty of Crime. All right. All right. There's the dad. He had sole temporary custody from the time that they were split up in 2023, 2024. When they finalized their divorce. She wasn't supposed to have this little girl in that capacity, and she wasn't supposed to leave the state.
I had this discussion. You have asked me on other shows, what takes so long when there's an investigation going on to come up with what charge you're going to charge someone? This is exactly why. Because if you jump too quick, this is what happens. And now the prosecution looks horrible. Detectives are kind of in the middle of this because they probably know what should be charged, but then it's up to the DAs to do it. Right. And it affects the jurors out there. Jurors don't.
And the husband said that he thinks that the wife is a victim. So I do wonder, I feel bad for the dad too. Per usual, he is a victim. The father is a victim, but I wonder I wonder why he's sticking up for the mom. I wonder if he knew that she had a huge mental break, because when he got custody, it was because of her mental health. But he didn't seem to do anything to help her. You say there's footage from the front of the house. Surely there were absolutely. They're just not showing that, my friend. That's evidence. That's hard evidence right there. Look at her. She's so happy and healthy and beautiful, and those bright eyes. She doesn't look like she's ever been abused at all. I don't know what happened. What broke?
During a trial, aren't supposed to watch the news or read the paper, whatever. But beforehand, in your own life, you're going to. So now you see, is the prosecution really on the right track? Is it right? Is it wrong? What are they doing? So that's why I always said to you that the more time you take with going through it methodically and making sure you do this once and one time and you're right about it, this is exactly why.
How much do police, how much do investigators influence prosecutorial decisions on charges?
It depends on the relationship you have. You know, most detectives and DAs have great relationships because you're dealing with the same ones all the time. It's kind of one team. And that's why that relationship is so important, because each of you need to rely on your opinions and your experiences of what you saw, what your gut feeling is. But then you can't go gut into the law. Then the law has to take over. You know, so it's a back and forth, but the relationship there is very, very important to each other's experience.
So you're saying law and order is real? It's accurate.
Yeah. I mean, we've had.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's the house, Tiff. That exact address is not coming up, so I'm not sure. Maybe there's an Airbnb. You can send me a link to the actual Airbnb, because this one's not that house.
Oh yeah, and you know what? It's not always on the right page. You know, you've had disagreements. Why are you doing this? Why aren't you doing this?
Oh, I meant the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's accurate.
That happens because, you know, you're after two different things.
Yeah.
You know?
So that house was green, and I'm looking at the other house, and I know I'm colorblind, so I'm not able to. I'll show you guys the front of it. It's just not. It just doesn't look like the house to me, and I can't see any other view. So that's fine. I won't share it unless I have a better view. Yeah.
So
Thank you.
In the law enforcement world, the detective's job is to lock up the bad guy.
Yeah.
You know, in the law, they have to prosecute him and put him in jail. Those are two different worlds.
Yeah.
But they kind of come to an agreement in the middle. But inevitably, at the end, the law is always gonna take over.
Okay, let's talk about the surveillance footage, because it's odd. This is odd. There were cameras at this rental property, and it captures Dr. Neha Gupta on June 25th and the 26th. So this is the
I wonder why they blurred her out. Was she wearing a diaper? What was that?
final days before this little girl's death. The footage.
Yeah, I think I'm just colorblind or something, because this house to me, and maybe I'm wrong, it looks green to me. I have shades on and that, so I don't know, man. I'll show you guys, but it just doesn't look like it for some reason.
We obtained shows this 4-year-old in what is just little ordinary moments with her mother at this short-term rental property before authorities say she was found dead in the backyard pool. In the footage, you can see who police say is Gupta pulling up to that El Portal home in her car on June 25th, then stepping out with her daughter. You can even hear Aria's voice here. You see her again in this video where Gupta appears to walk to her car, grab the bags. Later, she's seen bringing in a suitcase, and you can still hear the little girl's voice in the background.
Can you text me?
That evening, a food delivery arrives. The next afternoon, there was a diaper change. Later, Gupta is seen carrying the tired out girl inside. I will tell you, this would be the last time that Aria was seen alive, because the next morning,
Yeah, guys, when I do it on the street version, like, you know, where you explore on the 360, it's not that house on 360. So if anyone thinks I'm giving Tiff a hard time, I promise I'm not, especially to Tiff. That house on the 360 view of Google is not green. Nothing about it is that house on Google 360. It is that house on the it is. I'm not questioning. Don't be like that. Don't be grumpy. I'm not questioning you. I'm saying the house is not that house, the one I'm looking up. Come on. Give me a break here. All right, listen, let's keep going and I'll show you what I'm talking about. And yeah, it's just not that house on the Google just doesn't like that. But the house is on Airbnb or Zillow, and I'll show you that one.
This is now June 27th, flashing lights, first responders arrive, and finally the heartbreaking scene, her body being taken out on a stretcher. Tom, I think that this is important footage. What does it tell you, though? Because it seems just so ordinary. And if you think about what she's accused of doing, is there anything in there that is a clue?
No, that's what I said before. You know, video footage is great. You know, you're always looking for video footage on the detective side to find something wrong, but that's not always the case. You know, like I said, it's normal interaction that you see on these videos between a mother and her daughter. And hearing her voice, oh, "Mommy, I'll help you with the bag." You know, just there's no animosity there. There's no violent tendencies there. There's no yelling. There's none of that.
Yeah, they laid her off a week before she did this. Now, remember, she was a pediatrician, and they told her they took her out of that job, and that was it. Yeah, the child was 4 years old, guys, drowning 4-year-old Aria Talathi. And what led up to it, if you guys came in late, go back and take a look. I gave you all the details up until then, all right? So I appreciate you guys. Hit that like button. And I'm talking to my the person that does all of my house stuff, so he's fixing things. I apologize.
So sometimes the video of what you're kind of looking for, because you know the end result, you know the event that took place, and when you start looking at videos and none of that is on there, then you have to go to the next step.
But it does provide a timeline.
Yes, very important. You are absolutely right about that. Timelines when it comes to these are very important, because you could get statements from the people that are involved, and those get murky and cloudy and kind of on top of each other. When you have a definitive timeline because of video, that certainly helps out.
But this could help defense attorneys, right? In the sense, like, if this is a woman who's accused of murdering her daughter, do you see anything on this tape that would indicate this is something that was about to happen, or if she has the ability to do this? I mean, in the tape, you could argue she's caring for her daughter.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And listen, defense attorneys have a job to do.
All right, so we solved the mystery, and the mystery is 360 sucks, and it does not show the house. Neither I was wrong or Tiff was wrong, okay? It was 360 wrong, so we'll show you that after. It is a beautiful house. Divorce, probably the problem with dad having custody of the baby. That was it, but here's the thing, is they don't normally give full custody to a father, especially a father of a daughter. Now, I've been around the block a few times, and I'm telling you right now, that just doesn't happen unless, let's say, he filed for emergency custody. They did say in the paperwork that they gave him custody because of her mental state. And yes, I do multitask all day long, my friends. I just don't want to be rude. Was a baby in a swimsuit? They didn't show her.
And that's to defend their client. And
no, she wasn't swimming.
This is certainly going to help.
She wasn't swimming. It was 3:30 a.m. in the morning. 3:40 a.m. she called 911. By 4:30 a.m. she was pronounced dead. All right, let's keep going.
Now, through her attorney, Gupta maintains her innocence, insisting that
of
her
course she
daughter's death
does.
was accidental, that it was a tragedy,
No.
it wasn't a crime, accusing investigators of rushing to judgment. But Tom, I want to talk about this now. I want to talk about one detail from a past interview of Gupta's. I don't know if you saw this. It is raising some eyebrows, okay? We found this video that is circulating on YouTube from November 18th, 2022, where a medical virtual discussion on research that Gupta had published, she was asked to share a fun fact about herself. Here's what she said.
I love adventure sports, so I guess not a lot of people know about that. So I love scuba diving, snorkeling.
Scuba diving and snorkeling.
Yeah, scuba diving and snorkeling, guys, but she didn't know how to swim. What's up, my love? Good to see you, Em. I'll go back to that real quick. I got to hear that. And remember, they're going to hear all this, right? The jury, if they make it to a jury, they're going to hear all this. And it's just the math's not mathing, guys.
View of Gupta's. I don't know if you saw this. It is raising some eyebrows.
Yep.
Okay. We found this video that is circulating on YouTube from November 18th, 2022, where a medical virtual discussion on research that Gupta had published, she was asked to share a fun fact about herself. Here's what she said.
I love adventure sports, so I guess not a lot of people know about that. So I love scuba diving, snorkeling.
Scuba diving and snorkeling.
When you can't swim, And we're going to take a look at that house. P.S. This is Austin. I love that song, by the way. P.S. This is Austin and I still love you. Who knows that song? Anyway, she's locked up. No bond. She's not going anywhere. But let's hope they prosecute her to the fullest.
Remember earlier, we told everybody that according to police, she said she couldn't swim. That's why she couldn't save her daughter. I mean, per the warrant, the subject stated she attempted to remove the victim from the pool. However, she was unsuccessful due to the fact that she's unable to swim. What do you make of that?
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Your words come back to haunt you sometimes when you're not thinking, obviously, in the future of what might take place.
And guess what? She was not thinking because she's a pediatrician. Why would you do that when you know damn well that if a child drowns, there has to be water in their lungs? That's a huge telltale, guys. I don't even know. Everybody, I think, knows that. And I'm no doctor, right? Someone told me the other day, Jay, you're no doctor or police officer. I'm nothing.
And you're just giving an interview and being truthful in that interview about
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Things you can do, events that you go to, that you snorkel and swim and everything, and then later on it's going to come back to haunt you, and this is a problem for her.
It's like riding a bike, right?
Yep.
Like once you know how to swim, once you're it's not like you lose that ability unless there's some.
Hey, anybody that was born in 1979, you guys know we didn't have to worry about the internet being forever. Now it's forever. Now that we're in our 40s and 50s, right? But yeah, that's just absurd.
Tragic, traumatic physical injury where you no longer can swim. Is this common where you see people making statements, maybe particularly online, particularly on social media, that come back to bite them and it contradicts something that they say later on?
Sure. We bust on social media a lot in certain things, and sometimes it works and sometimes it helps out investigations when things like this occur. And let's get something straight, Jess, she's not swimming the English Channel. She's not swimming in the Atlantic Ocean. She's jumping into a pool, grabbing a body that's probably 40 pounds or so.
Not only that, guys, but I mean, nothing backed up. And this guy's right. I mean, it's disgusting what she did, period. All right. It's disgusting. Yeah, she was reverse engineering an alibi that she, in my opinion, and I think prosecutors are going to say this was totally premeditated. Why? If you're going to tell one thing and say you don't swim, but then you go and you look at her Google search of an Airbnb and you're looking for have a pool, you check, you want a pool. They're going to see all that. I know. Adorable.
And getting it out of the water. And it's your daughter. All right. You would move heaven and earth to take care of one of your kids and try to do everything you could for one of your kids. And the excuse of I can't swim.
She's a potato, all right.
You're not really swimming. Is her defense in this is going to cause a problem.
Now, something else that I want to bring up with you are custody issues. Okay, custody issues that were uncovered. So investigators also learned that Gupta was in the middle of a bitter custody battle with her ex-husband, Dr. Aria Talathi, who says that he had no idea that she had taken their daughter out of Oklahoma.
She wasn't supposed to be. And now I did look up CDC and the drowning facts of CDC, which this was a pediatrician. There's no way that a pediatrician doesn't know what CDC states as a drowning fact. What to know? Drowning is the leading cause of a child's life being gone. That's the number one thing. All right. She knows that. She knows you got to have a gate for the child. So she seeks that out. Drowning can be fatal or not. Hers was. Non-fatal drowning can result in long-term health problems and costly hospital stays. Also, brain damage. It depends how long, right? Now, from the CDC, drowning is a process of experiencing respiratory impairment from submersion or immersion in liquid. Drowning happens when a person's nose and mouth are underwater for too long, making it impossible to breathe. Now, drowning is not always fatal, according to CDC. When that does happen, it results in death. Non-fatal drowning happens when a person survives, but also has a range of outcomes, results from no injuries to very serious. All right, 4,000 fatal drownings unintentional a year, 8,000 non-fatal, an average of 22 non-fatal drownings per day. So she knows what CDC says. She knows what you're supposed to look for. She knows the risks. She knows. She's a pediatrician. You got to know about children and swimming. She also knows that if you were to drown, you would have water in your lungs. And why lie about feeding her at 9 o'clock the night before? You know why? Because she's setting the stage for what she did. That means if she didn't feed that little baby, which they didn't, she didn't even get supper. That means she didn't care enough to feed her before she took her life. She knew that she was going to drown this little girl, not drown her because she didn't drown. She knew she was going to suffocate this little girl. Why bother to make dinner or buy dinner for this little girl if you're just going to drown her in the middle of the night, early morning anyway? All right. So that's how premeditated in my mind that this actually was. She did get fired beforehand, and they didn't give, they're not going to give you a reason. They just said as a medical facility, which we talked about earlier, her mental health, something about it declining. So they laid her off. They took her off the hospital floor. Now, a hospital isn't going to give you really that information because you can sue them and say they did it wrongfully. So they didn't give an official, like we did that, we fired her because, she was taking pills or whatever. We don't know, but they laid her off, and that's what led up to all of this. And it is sick. I know, I hate to say it, but yeah, and you're right. That's a good possibility. Although medical examiners probably would have noticed that her body was already stiff and rigor mortis had set in. So I don't think she was already not alive. I think it happened in the middle of the night. She suffocated her and then threw her in the pool. That's what I think, because her body would be much different. But it's hard to talk about a body when you're looking at a beautiful little child. Jen Soto.
Court records show he'd been granted temporary sole custody after claiming Gupta interfered with Aria's medical care and exhibited erratic behavior. He even petitioned the court for a psychological evaluation, citing, quote, unreasonable mood swings and concern for the child's safety. When I say that, how seriously do investigators look at that? How do they weigh prior concerns about erratic behavior or interference with medical care? Is it related to this case?
Yes, it's a major part of the investigation. And I've said it all the time, interviews are so vital when it comes to family members, past history, things you've done in the past.
Right. And we have somebody in chat, Rebel Princess, that is saying the exact same things, right? The history, the connections, etc., which we can get into as this case progresses. Right now, the way that it's came through, there's not a ton of information here, and the connections they're not solidified. I don't know what generation, let's say she came into the country, or her husband. I don't know what generation, if she has folks in India, we don't know.
When it comes to custody battles, you nailed it. There is so many things that come out when interviews are done, when there's specific custody battles going on, about the way people are. Behind closed doors or behind cameras, people are different. So that's where you really get into the integral parts of a relationship when you're dealing and talking to an ex-spouse or a spouse about their actions, statements they've made, anything like that is going to be a big part in this.
Well, Dr. Neha Gupta remains behind bars in Miami-Dade County. She's awaiting trial on that second-degree murder charge, and court records show that she's due back in court on November 13th for a status hearing. We are obviously going to keep following every development as it unfolds.
All right, guys. So we're going to check our calendars November 13th, and we're going to try to keep up on this case and get more information. I am going to show you the Redfin. Now I learned don't use 360. All right. So let's take a look at this, guys. This is the house that was Airbnb'd that she chose to take her daughter on vacation. All right. Maybe she's a raisin. What are you guys talking about? There's no way she was already. Thank you. There's no way she was already deceased. She was a healthy 4-year-old. Her mother suffered from mental health and took her life. Now, I don't think that either, because again, I'm not a doctor, but if you were in the pool for longer than a certain amount of time, not only would your hands and your skin get like a raisin, but your body would bloat. The lungs wouldn't fill up if she was breathing. But there's a lot more telltale signs had she taken her life earlier and threw her in the water for a long time. And they're not saying any of that. So I really do think the time frame was within the hour of what she did. I think she got up at, let's say, 3 a.m. I think she took her life around 2:30, 3 a.m, and then she set it up and staged it. She opened the back door. She put her in the water. Took 10 minutes from the time she said the baby was in there until 911 was called. All right. So we just don't know. Monday the 13th. It's all speculating at this point. All right. Now let's take a look at this house real quick. Here's Redfin. And although this is not the Airbnb and they're not saying, oh, beautiful property with a pool, this is the property right here. All right. And we'll take a look and see what we can see with the pool and what she was looking at. So this house is a $1.6 million house. Montana Mystic, you've been a member for longer than 7 months, but shout out to you. All right. Man, my kid just inhaled bathwater for a split second and I'm freaking the F out, right? And would you ever say call your kid a body if you called 911? There's a body in the pool, or my daughter, or her name. It's not jiving. It takes 2 to 6 days for a body to bloat in water. Now, other things that it will take, however, maybe they don't use the word bloating, but it would make your skin appear to look a lot different. And I'm sure they would be able to, I'm sure the medical examiner would know right away if that little girl was in the water for longer than X amount of time. All right, Rose, shout out to you. You live by Miami. That's where this is. I found the correct house. It states the pool is a saltwater pool. It's harder to sink down, drown in saltwater pools. The buoyancy is different. I've done underwater photo shoots in saltwater pools. Well, thank you. Thank you for saying that. I'm calling my mom. Should I bring her to the ER? My mom's like, stop. She's fine. Yeah, prune skin. You'd be able to tell that. All right, let's take a look at this real quick. I haven't even got to the description of it being a saltwater pool, but let's look. There's the pool right there, guys. That is a beautiful pool. And I guarantee you, since this was a rental, guys, that this rental was checked off for having a pool. So when we look for a rental or Airbnb or anywhere to stay, we do not stay somewhere that doesn't have a pool. And the reason why is because I can't handle the heat. I cannot not handle the heat. So I guarantee you she was looking for a pool. That information will come out. So beautiful house, guys. I mean, it was her and her daughter. All right. Saltwater is hard to maintain. I don't know, but it's beautiful. That was her Airbnb vacation with just her daughter. It makes me wonder why she got such an extravagant house for her and the baby. But I mean, that would be an awesome vacation had she not planned to. Now look at the layout of this. You can go you can see the kitchen area here to the living room, and then you could see all the way back into the pool if you were sitting here, or even in there, you can see right out there. So what she did was probably unlock this and then stage the door left open, etc. I really think she planned this 110%. Make sure you look at that. There's the bedroom too, guys. You can see her from the bedroom. All right. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. In her room. Let's say the baby was supposedly sleeping on her own. All right. Let's say the baby was in another room or on the couch. You could see the pool from everywhere. I don't know what she was thinking here. I really don't know. I think she had some mental break, guys. And now when you see this house, knowing that, oh, look, they're showing it tomorrow at 10 a.m. It looks like they're selling the house, guys. I don't think they're doing an Airbnb anymore, folks. It's actually, if you guys want to go take a look at this house, you can go tomorrow at 10 a.m. All right. It's a beautiful house. I think it's over the top for a mother and a daughter on vacation, especially when you're not supposed to leave. Most definitely. That's what this vacation was all about, to get rid of her. And look at, guys, this is not okay. Imagine being a 35, 36-year-old woman with a 4-year-old baby all alone. Would you take your 4-year-old all alone to a place like this that has no safety precautions at all whatsoever? Yeah, they listed it as 9.4 and it's still up for sale. All right. I don't blame them either. I could not live there now. I could not Airbnb now. None of that. Yeah, it's for sale right now. All right. 80 to 90 of drowning victims die within 50 feet of another person. The only thing she didn't count on, Patricia, is that there were no water in the lungs. You can't drown unless you have water in your lungs, because when you're drowning, you have to breathe. You're trying to breathe and you like suffocate yourself, so to speak. The water's coming in and coming out, and then you drown, right? So that no water in her lungs, no pool, safety at all. This is not for a single mother and a 4-year-old, in my opinion. I mean, there's just no way. Now look at the house above. All right. Also, people were probably going to the house after what happened and involved. Yeah, I agree. It's a beautiful house, but it's sad that she went about that the way she did. Look at I mean, in Florida, don't you guys all have pools? Especially if you're going to do an Airbnb. Look at the layout of that house, man. It's 2,200 square feet for 2 people. All right. So, yeah, I mean, if anyone wants to try to get a deal on this house, reach out to the people selling it and tell them, I know what happened there. Can you give me $1 million discount, please? All right, let's take a look. I just want you to see that the price dropped, and then a really description of it, a really accurate description. I have a pool screened in. Most people have pools with them screened in Florida because of the bugs. And then when they have children, they make sure there's a gate. All right. Rose Rahali, welcome to the Crime Crew family. Montana Mystic, thank you so much for the $4.99 super sticker. I appreciate you. Yeah, whenever I go to Florida, I see them all caged up. All right. Yeah, custody is usually a big deal. That happens quite often, but not as often with mothers. All right, look at here. So they're charging $1.5 million, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. Here it says 2,400 square feet, and it says the price has dropped. Privacy, tranquility await you. So privacy and tranquility might be what she was looking for in El Portal. Small community, nestled contemporary home, wide plank oak flooring, open kitchen, separate living rooms, oversized. There it is. Oversized, heated saltwater pool in the privacy of your own spacious backyard. So there you go, guys. I think she knew what she was doing, and that's what she did. Right? It's sad and terrible, and we definitely got to follow up on this in the justice for Aria Talathi. All right. So when do they have to mention? So when do they have to? Wait, what? Can you state that again? I don't buy, but yes, pools are screened in to keep the. Yeah, when I went to Florida last time, they said that they do it to keep the gators and the giant bugs away from you guys. All right. So people wouldn't want to live there. Yeah, exactly, Emily. Privacy for 2 people, a 40 or 35, 36-year-old and a 4-year-old. You need privacy with a pool that doesn't have a gate for what? Yeah. She says she can't swim, but likes snorkeling and scuba diving. And you guys, it makes me wonder. Let's speculate just for a second. The day before this, she went and she did the ski-doos, right? What is it called? Jet skiing. She went jet skiing the day before. Do you think that there's a possibility that the day before when she went jet skiing that she tried to take the life of her daughter and didn't succeed? You think maybe they went on the jet skis and she had her in front of her and tied up, and she tried to maybe go and drive out there, show that she's, get on camera and maybe try to jet ski. Maybe she tried to lose her daughter from the jet ski, but maybe that was attempt 1 and it didn't work. I don't know, man. I'm just going to say justice for Aria. All right. Yeah, she took the jet skis out, and by law, you do have to have a fence or a screen here in California. It's hotter than a Satan's toenails here in the summer, right? We say it's hotter than a witch's titty, or hotter than a cat's ass. Sorry, that's what we say here. I don't know. Yeah, she's full of it. All right, so I'm just going to speculate here that maybe the day before she tried to, lose her. Assalamu alaikum, all you weirdos. Look at Rebel Princess. I can't tell if she's insulting us or that's a good thing. We are a little bit weird, but she says, Assalamu alaikum, you weirdos. How should I take that? I'll just take it good. Thanks. It's like the craft. We're all weirdos around here, right? All right. I think she was giving her a special day because she planned to end it the next. Yeah, I have a feeling that maybe it was attempt number 1 on the jet skis, because I got to tell you guys, I got to tell you the honest to God truth. I would never, ever, ever, ever. It's a good night. Okay, thank you, Rebel Princess. I didn't know if you were calling us weirdos because you like the weirdos or you just think we're a bunch of goober weirdos. All right, listen, that's a vacation home. My family, my husband's family, and us would all chip in and rent like 30 of us. We did it last year in Orlando. No vacay home. Exactly. And listen, really, I was scared to death to take baby Guilty to the store. I hate to sound dumb, but I would go grocery shopping with baby Guilty and I would strap her in to the front seat of a shopping cart, and I would not take my hand off of that basket. I would not take my eyes off of her for 1 second. I'd have to have the cart in front of me in order to buy cookies or anything. I would never attempt it. I would never, ever, ever solo attempt to take my 4-year-old water skiing or ski doing or whatever, jet skiing. I wouldn't do that. You too, M? I took baby Guilty. We did mommy and me swimming, and baby Guilty has been swimming since she was 4 months old. But I was in the water with her, guys. I was in the water with her until they kicked me out. They said, "Listen, bitch, your daughter's old enough. Get out of the pool." I think it was like 2-3 years old. They said, you can't be in the mommy and me. She's a big girl. Get out of here. And I had to watch her from the sidelines. I was so nervous. I would never take my baby. So I don't know, man. It just strikes me weird. It strikes me that maybe she was trying to do that. Tiff's going to go hide in the fridge. Rebel Princess is going to find you. Yes, the gators. I deal with Airbnbs by law. You either have to have an alarm on each door. Thank you, Laura. Or you have to have a safety net. That's the law, and they didn't have that. All right. Ski doing, whatever. You're ski doing. We actually had a ski do boat. They actually have boats that are called ski doos, and they're like jet skis, but they're a big jet ski and they're a boat, which we used to have until we got. You guys are laughing at me. Why are you laughing? Who watched the baby when she was in a jet ski? Thank you. That's what I'm saying. What? Without knowing more, I'm gonna say it has to do with losing his pop. Just chill for a couple weeks and let him miss you. I don't know what you guys talk about, but maybe sure you have Coke Zero. Hey, I have Coke Zero and I do not like Coke Zero. If anyone wants to come over and finish my Coke Zero, you can have it. I'll give it to you. All right, guys. I'm having so much fun with you guys. I'm enjoying talking to you. I know we've been here for a long time, but I love you guys. And I can't wait to meet you guys in person so we can talk and chat and I can say all the things I want to. It's hotter than a cat's ass here in California, or hotter than a witch's titty. It just is what it is, man. I just relate to you so much when you talk about, thank you, Coco Cutie. I love my baby, but boy, was I like weird. I was a weirdo. I could not take my eyes off of her anywhere, man. Coke Zero don't like me. Well, thank you. You can have all the Coke Zero in the house, and we don't like it. We're good. I'll send my husband it. Maybe the horrible mom didn't tell the owners a 4-year-old. You know what, Em? Listen here, Em. You missed the beginning of it, and I gotta tell you, she wasn't even supposed to leave Oklahoma. She was supposed to stay, and she took her daughter to this Florida home. I don't drink pop. I'll do a Fago once in a while. Jennifer B. What's up, my friend? Witch's titty is a brass bra. I'm bad. I'm drinking this giant Red Bull right now, man. You almost made me spit, Ashton. Ashton said I got offered $10,000 cash for my twins when they're babies by a man in a dollar store. Ashton, I'd be packing after that, my friend. I'll be packing. Other states call it pop, Tiff. California does not call sodas pop. That's like Colorado, I guess maybe Florida, pop, Ohio. I guess. Mickey, you are unique and weird just like all of us. All right, Carolina Hurtado, Jay, Crime Con Las Vegas, watch out. Hey, you guys better watch out. You guys don't have any idea. You have no idea when you guys think that my energy is high behind the screen here. Oh boy, you guys are gonna be basking in the sun and the energy when I get in front of you. I cannot wait. All right, guys. I used to take kids to the beach all the time. We stayed in the sand. Yeah, I'm not that brave, Kathy. I just don't do it without multiple people. I can't. I just can't. I know that I can't be on watch every second, and I'm very like just nervous like that. I'm in Michigan and say soda. Fago is a juggalo. Oh no, I don't want to know about juggalos. I don't know about juggalos. I can't know about juggalos. In the country, all soda is called Coke. Yeah, but they call it pop. They say, "Can we get some pop?" And I'm like, we're in California, baby. We don't do that. All right, guys. Justice for Aria Talathi. I love being able to talk to you guys and chat. Let's keep up on this case, y'all. Like I said, tomorrow we'll be back with a brand new case. All right, we're still going to cover the camping trip where teens were, their life was taken brutally by an unknown assailant. We now know who the assailant was, but he was unknown to them. Then we got Herschel Kretschbaum. I don't know how to say it yet. Kretschbaum. I still want to go over the yogurt shop murders. Emily Pike has an update in the case. Laken Snelling, Devlin Tate, and then the mother that took the life of her 4 children. All right, dad pick with his lawyer. All right, let's take a look at this real quick, and I'll let you guys go. Tiff sent me a picture of the baby's father with his lawyer. Shot by Mitsu, September 1st, 2025 at 1:29 p.m. All right, Tiff, is that his girlfriend or his lawyer? Is he dating his lawyer? All right, Nancy Jean, I definitely going to keep you up on this case and all the cases. Now that there's a lull in the Stephen Stearns case, I am free to do all other cases. I love doing a case a day. All right, it's his lawyer, but that's a little too close, Tiff. I would not be cheek to cheek with my lawyer like that. Just saying. All right, you're gonna go to CrimeCon, Patricia? All right, let's that's the lawyer there. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything because my phone's like going. I don't know why they know I'm filming. All right. I'm showing my emails now. We don't want to do that. All right. All right, guys. You guys should come to CrimeCon. It's next year. I'm trying to get a booth or a table. And if I do, it's gonna be awesome. If I don't, then hey, when I got it off, Tiff, I got it. Look at she's yelling at me. Look at that. Get your email off the screen. There's nothing on the email. There's nothing bad on here. Yeah, it's just get case files, shit like that. But my bad. All right. Great show tonight, Jay. Thank you for all you do. Love you. I want to meet you guys and see what you guys look like in person. My info's on there. There wasn't anything on there. Oh, your name, but you still don't gotta yell at me. Jeez. All right, great show. All right, guys. I wish I could see you all, but hopefully I get to see you guys next year in Las Vegas. Oh, Montana Mystic says she's going. Jennifer B. CrimeCon is in Las Vegas. That's only 8 hours away. Well, that email, I thank you, ladies. Thank you for telling me to take that off. I purposely don't put anything. I'm sorry about that. It was just a second. I took it down. But yes, my bad. Don't yell at me. I'm tired of being yelled at. It's in Las Vegas. All right, next year on, you say Labor Day weekend? Or I always mix up Labor Day and Memorial Day. I don't know. But now that I can, guys, you guys, if you guys don't have tattoos, look at mine. I want you guys to see. Look at this one. It says, instead of no regrets, it says no remorse. Oh, I wanted to show you my Mama Pearl one real quick. Look at my mom's name is Pearl. So I got the mom tattoo, like a glass heart. And then there's a pearl inside of the flames because I didn't want to look that much of a mama's girl by just putting mom. So I had to make it tough, right? And then there's my tattoo machine. It's hard to see, but there's a tattoo machine right there. See the tattoo machine? And it's spitting out ink over here. It's hard to tell, but anyway, my hands say soulmate, and then it says stay humble and stay loyal. All right. So that being said, stay humble and stay loyal, and then soulmate. I don't always show you guys my tattoos, so. And then I got the angel and the devil right here. You guys see him? All right. I just wanted you guys to see him. I never get to show him off to you guys. No regrets, baby. No regrets. Will you tell us if we come? What does that mean? Tell you what if you come? Hey, I made Maria come out of the bushes. She said, dang, Jay, you rocking those shades. And I'm rocking this hat, too. Look at, you guys need a guilty of crime hat, don't you? Who needs a guilty of crime hat? Oh, be quiet, Tiff. Stop yelling at me. Hey, I'm down to get a guilty of crime tattoo. We just got to find out where I have a spot. Might be right there. You see, there's some skin right there. I'll get it under my armpit and go like this. Guilty of crime, look. Wait, you have 0 tattoos? What? Nah, I can't mix true crime and tattoos, Montana Mystic, and I'll have to tell you behind the scenes why. All right, well, you guys already know some of them haters on here called the health department and said that I did tattoos in my house, and the health department came a couple times, and I'm like, I don't do tattoos in my house, dummies, and they left, and then they called again. So I don't mix tattooing and true crime. All right, we gotta separate the two. I didn't know better. I came in hot, guilty of crime. But did you see a lady asking you for a face reveal? Take off the glasses? Who asked me for a face reveal? Wait, what? There's a face reveal. I can't see without my glasses. So there you go. My eyes are squinty. Cheese. You see it? My eyes are low, and not because I'm high. It's because the nationality I am. How's that? How's the face reveal for you? Good? Are you guys good? Where's the lady that came out and wanted a face reveal? You good? Everybody good? Hit the thumbs up if you're good now. It had nothing to do, Patricia. It had nothing to do with California. It had to do with people that watched Guilty of Crime and got mad at me. They called the health department, and I just laughed when they came over here. Thank you. I appreciate that. I forgot her name. I said we've seen her face before. Who asked for a face reveal and then left? What? You guys, yeah, I mean, you guys, I know people sometimes are like, let me see your face. Why are you hiding your eyes? It's because, yeah, I look like that just because I wear glasses. I can't see. So then when I take my glasses off, I just can't see. But it's not because I'm hiding my eyes. It's bright in here, man. That's it. All right. Where'd she go? Yeah, long story. It's just a bunch of nonsense. So I don't mix tattooing with true crime because weirdo goofballs come on and start doing stupid stuff. Jay, when you said she is my daughter, thought you were talking to her because she's eating mac and cheese. Oh, is that a troll that said that? When you said cheese? Yeah. I always wonder what you look like under them glasses. Well, now you see, baby. Now you see. All right. Yeah. F the trolls. Does your wife have a matching soul tattoo? Yeah, she does. We have soulmates on our hands, and we got them done at the same time. So, yeah, absolutely. Fair. Thank you. Yeah, I'm a wizard. I'm 46 years old, baby. Thank you, Spectral. I really just wanted to see. Yeah, Under the Mystic Moon. It was all. I mean, they tried to give away my car, the Cars for Kids. They called Cars for Kids, and they gave away Baby Guilty's car. That's the only car that I have to drive Guilty, and they gave my car away. So, yeah, I just try to keep it separated. True crime, and that's it. And I appreciate you guys. Now you guys know what I look like without shades. I'm not hiding anything from you. I just really can't see. And it's bright as F in here. All right, guys. I love you guys. Love chatting with you. I like doing members only, but the trolls get memberships and they troll us anyway. So it doesn't matter if it's members only. I love you guys. Come back tomorrow. Also hit that like button to get this in the algorithm, and then share it with your friends and community. All right. So if you want me to keep covering this case, show me that you like it and then share it. All right. Love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. And it's all love. Everything we're talking about today is just all love. You can do what you want, Jay. I can, but I love you guys. I try to be as transparent with you. And sometimes I just got to make jokes and get it out. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Mwah. Could we ever do a members only video chat? Yeah, we could. Absolutely. All right, guys. I'm out of here. Yeah, her car. Well, that's another story. Love you guys. And I'll see you mañana. Bye. Love you guys.
Guilty of crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of crime.
Are you guilty?